Well, Energy ministers will meet this morning to carve out a national plan to slash emissions and solve the gas crisis. The talks come after Santos announced plans to build a new pipeline delivering gas from Narrabri to Sydney. Live to Trudy McIntosh now. Trudy, this is a big agenda from the state and federal energy minister. Is it going to be one of those silver bullets?
We don't know. That's the big question here, Laura. The Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, though, seems confident that they will actually be able to emerge this afternoon with some concrete outcomes here. We hear a lot of these sort of talk fests around energy and trying to stabilise the grid, but the hope is that they could actually come to some agreement today. There's a lot on the plate when it comes to speeding up the rollout of renewables into the nation's energy grid, trying to stabilise it all at the same time while driving down costs for both consumers and businesses. AEMO, we know, potentially could get greater powers when it comes to gas and setting up storage. So we don't see these massive problems we saw back in June when there was that unprecedented intervention into the East Coast energy market amid concerns we were going to see rolling blackouts. So that's going to be one to watch for this afternoon. It comes at the same time, though, that we've seen Santos yesterday acquire a company that already had approvals for a pipeline in New South Wales, one that could crucially connect this controversial Narrabri gas project. The company believes that if we do see this finally come online and into the grid, it could actually take up half of the demand in terms of gas in New South Wales alone. So a critical project, but a lot of question marks about environmental approvals in particular. It was put to the Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek this morning. Will this pipeline get the approvals it needs?
I'll assess each project, including this project, on its merits if it comes before me. I think it's very important that we understand that any new project like this has to stack up economically, it has to stack up environmentally, and we've got some processes that we need to go through before we determine whether it does.
Trudy, Education Minister is also meeting this morning. Will we see an outcome here about how to fix that massive teacher shortage that's looming?
I put that to the Education Minister, Jason Clare, this morning, Laura, and he is quietly confident that they will be able to emerge this morning with some concrete outcomes. We know a lot of the problems here when it comes to education and, crucially, teacher shortages across the country. The Education Minister laying out a number of areas that they want to look at today, pay and conditions for teachers, trying to ease the workload burden, also how to attract the best and brightest into this profession, and, crucially, stopping the number of teachers who decide after a couple of years to leave entirely. So there's a lot on the plate this morning here at Parliament House. This meeting has just kicked off. Here's the Education Minister, though, confident that today they will be able to emerge with some outcomes.
Well, I'm pretty confident. You know, first thing I did when I got the job was go around the country to talk to all of the ministers. They all mentioned this. They said it's a problem. And they're not sitting back doing nothing. That's not the way to look at this. They've already got plans in place to try to tackle this. But at the end of the day, it takes political will. And I think the will's there. We wouldn't be doing this, we wouldn't be bringing teachers together to talk to us unless there was a genuine desire to make change here. Because if we don't, it's our kids that'll suffer.
As for the timings for today, I'm told this Education Minister's meeting likely to wrap up around midday, Laura, and we will get an update from the Minister. As for the Energy Ministers, expect a 6-hour meeting or so, we're told, and we won't hear from Chris Bowen until closer to 3 p.m.
Trudy, thank you.